Grasley is, I'm good. So, because Grasley is obstructing Obama's constitutional right and duty, that is obstructing justice for those people who have cases currently before the court. And because he comes from Iowa, some people decided to organize this protest. I have a crap load of signs at home, but none of them relate to this. Yeah, none of mine relate to this, but since I'm streaming, maybe these cuties might want to hold a sign or three.
Yeah, we made some. They're ready.
Cool. Yeah, I got two of them there. Yep. There's some kids who are gonna participate in this. That's a little bit of a hop, skip, and a jump away. So I just see one kid holding on a sign that says "Do Your Job." And that's a. There'll be similar themed signs here.
I love your signs, though. Those are so pretty. I love the polka dots. I love the polka dots.
I'm a large, but I don't know what the...
Someone has...
Wrong color, are you?
Good, I was just going to say,
nice
Kevin,
to see you. Look at that, that's cool. Proud, that's cool.
Hey, mind if I take a picture of that shirt?
Yeah, sure.
I'll get the app going here.
Got it?
No, I've got to wait for it to... There, got it. So someone has some shirts made. So the few that the guy had have been distributed to a few people who are putting them on. The shirt says, "Make us proud, hold a hearing, hashtag do your job." So that is the hashtag theme for today. Hashtag do your job. That's directed specifically at Senator Grasley and other Republicans who are refusing to allow Obama to present nominees to the Supreme Court. And it is obstructing the right of those he nominates to have a fair hearing in the Senate. So more people are showing up.
Can I get everyone's attention, please? Thank you all for coming. If you would, please just assemble and gather in this middle section here. We're going to face this way. Our speakers are going to speak to you. And that way we can be, a tight-knit group. I know Rick Smith has some signs. If you want to hold signs, that's great. We have a couple of extra umbrellas if you need umbrellas. Although it's letting up.
Yeah, but I got 3 in case you want them.
Everybody goes on the steps. Anybody?
Did you hear about the problems that
Everybody over?
we had at our precinct?
Yes.
42? We were the famous 42?
Yeah. For the,
The coin flips?
No.
Oh, okay. That.
Yeah, yeah.
I can keep one for myself. My kids come. I was telling her because, well, when you read the news, it sounds like this is not accurate. And I remember when Mario was talking to you, you were like, well, not exactly. Not exactly like that.
Be careful. The mic is right to your left, so you don't want to. No, I'm talking to someone behind you.
So, I was the guy that didn't know anything.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Doing great. And I had a great deal of time.
Okay.
A lot of people.
Senator, you can move over a little bit.
Yeah, there's a mic right there down on the step,
Slide a little bit
so
over, a little bit over. A little
so be careful of that.
Great.
You're okay.
Thank you.
Huh? I don't.
What? You're Grasley.
I'm gonna back.
And if you need to take a break, that's okay. If you're holding those signs over your head, I know they're going to have you. We're not going to be out here incredibly long, so. Yeah, an hour. Right. An hour's not that long. Right?
Can we feathers in like 1, 2, 3?
All right, we're going to wait just a minute or two more and see if any other reporters show up, and then we'll go ahead and get started. But we can practice some cheers. So when we say Senator Grasley, you say, "Do your job." Senator Grasley. Do your job. Senator Grasley. Do your job. Senator Grasley. Do your job.
One more time. We get the video.
Okay. Senator Grasley.
Do your job.
Senator Grasley.
Do your job.
Senator Grasley.
Do your job.
Yeah, I'll get out yours so you can get a shot of him.
All right, one of our big messages is to get Senator Grassley to hold a hearing. So when we say Grassley,
There's,
we say
there's,
Grassley. Hearing. Grassley. Hearing. Grassley.
Say Grasley hearing.
Hearing. I thought it meant it took me a second. I'm kind of, you know.
Grassly hard up here, probably.
I was your father. I think you ran into the same people I ran into.
Well, if the mic doesn't work, then it's always good to have a backup plan. Yeah, there's some down there.
Couldn't hear you.
Yep.
I think those are
What you got to do.
Yeah, I can't have all the fun.
It's not exactly message
Yep. Oh, we got some more people showing up. They're coming across the street. And there's more cuteness. Cutie alert. There's some signs down there. I
Are
said,
you able to sign in or just take an account?
no, I didn't chicken scratch on this one.
Or just take a head count. Colin.
I'll put up the other. Yeah, the whole message out there.
Get it all together.
There you go.
We're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you all for coming. If I haven't met you yet,
Oop, already a hunk of support. Yep.
my name is, can everybody hear me, by the way? Yeah. Okay, good. We have a bullhorn, but I don't think we need it. My name is Matt Sinovic. I'm the Executive Director of Progress Iowa, and we are one of the organizations that's part of the Why Courts Matter Iowa Coalition, is why we're here today. Along with Iowa Citizen Action Network, Americans for Democratic Action, and One Iowa. Those are the four groups that are leading this effort here in the state. And so we are all very grateful that you're here, lend your support to this very important issue. As you know, it was 1 month ago today, I believe that's right, isn't it? Yeah, 1 month ago today that Justice Scalia passed away. And it was not even 24 hours since the news was announced that Justice Scalia had passed away, that Senator Grasley, the chair of the Judiciary Committee, our senator, put out a statement saying that there would be no hearings, no consideration, no advice and consent, as is outlined in the Constitution, for any nominee that President Obama makes. And that is obstruction at its absolute worst. He could not even wait 1 day from the passing of Supreme Court justice to start threatening obstruction. So, a couple of stats before I pass it on to our speakers. There are more than 300 days left in the president's term. And the last 11 Supreme Court justices, 11 or 12, I can't remember, at least 11 Supreme Court justices were all confirmed in less than 100 days. So there is no excuse for this obstruction. There's no reason why we can't have a Supreme Court nominee announced, hold a hearing, and have an up or down vote and confirmed in the time that's left in President Obama's term. It's obstruction, pure and simple. I'm going to speak again at the end and let you know how else you can be involved other than showing up today, which again, we can't thank you enough for being here. But now I'm going to turn it over to Sue Dinsdale and the rest of our great lineup of speakers. Thank you again all for being here.
So, as Matt said, I'm Sue Dinsdale. I'm with Iowa Citizen Action Network, and 4 years ago we started on this journey with our friends from One Iowa and Americans for Democratic Action, and later with Progress Iowa, fight to the crisis in our federal courts. Now, the Supreme Court is the big sexy issue right now, but for 4 years we've been slogging along, watching judicial vacancies sit empty year after year after year. Currently, we have 874 seats on the federal bench, and right now 10% of those, 83, are vacant. 32 are classified, so almost half are classified as emergencies, and there are 42 nominees pending. So while we know Senator Grasley is taking his time with those, he's also planning to do the same thing with the federal judiciary. And as chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee, we expect more from him. We sent him here from Iowa to do his job, and he's not. He is playing politics at its worst. For years, Senator Grasley's slogan was Grasley works for Iowa. Well, Grasley needs to work for Iowa, and we need to hold him accountable. As we get further in the program, we'll talk about some of the things that we have done, some of the things that we plan to do, and thank you all so much for coming out on this very, very important issue today.
Hi, my name is Keith Pro. I'm with One Iowa, which, as mentioned earlier, is part of the executive committee at Why Courts Iowa. And as Matt had mentioned earlier, it has been just a month since we heard about Justice Scalia But in that month, we've been working hard to ensure that Senator Grasley will do his job. We've attended town hall events, submitted op-eds and letters to the editor and local paper, and used social media to significantly amplify that message. Recently, our petition asking the senator to stop the obstruction got over 7,000 signatures, which led to the delivery of over 36,000 copies of Article 2, Section 2 of the Constitution to various offices across the state. And that garnered over 50 press hits across 4 different states, all asking the senator to do his job. So in addition to our event today, we will continue pushing our constituents to contact Senator Grasley in whatever way they can, whether that's a phone call or a letter or an email or however you can do that. We'll continue to hold educational events across the state for those interested in learning about the judicial obstruction at the federal level that is now reaching all the way to the Supreme Court. But most of all, we're going to continue to ask the senator to do something that I think most Iowans feel is obvious, to do his job, to hold a hearing, and to have an up or down vote at the end of the day.
Good afternoon.
Hey.
I'm Connie Ryan. I'm the Executive Director of Interfaith Alliance of Iowa, and I am very pleased to be invited by Matt and Sue and Keenan to be here and to speak. Interfaith Alliance is not part of the White Court Matter, but we care a lot about the courts and the issues that happen before the court. And I took the time to write an open letter to Senator Grasley and to share with him my thoughts about his obstructionism. And so I want to share that with you. Dear Senator Grasley, first let me thank you for your years of service to the people of Iowa and to our country. Regardless of our political differences citizens may have with you, it is important to note and appreciate the dedication, time, and sacrifices you have made in holding the office of U.S. Senator on behalf of the people of Iowa. It is my belief and the belief of many Iowans that our courts at all levels are intended to serve its citizens and our country as a whole. Individuals, families, businesses, organizations, institutions, and the government itself all come to the court for resolution on differences of interpretations of the law. Americans are impacted by our courts each and every day. It is imperative that the courts function well. To do so, the courts must be adequately funded and fully staffed. As chair of the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee, you serve at the pleasure of the American people and carry special privilege and responsibility in ensuring the federal judiciary remains strong, fair, and open to its citizens. Which brings me to my disappointment. As you made clear your opinion about the nomination process, Iowans have expressed their opinion as well. Iowans have told you that they expect you to carry out your responsibility as committee chair and to do so in a timely manner. When your constituents talk with you about carrying out that responsibility, you seem angry, frustrated, and appear unwilling to listen. That is not the senator we know, and it confuses Iowans. You have a long-standing tradition of listening to your constituents, a practice appreciated by folks from both sides of the aisle. You also have a long-standing reputation of one of the hardest-working legislators in D.C., and so I am disappointed, as are many Iowans. Refusing to carry out hearings without giving consideration to a nominee is not how Iowans have come to know you. Refusing to listen to your constituents over the roar of Washington insiders is not who you are. You are an Iowan first, placing people and our country over politics. There are important issues at work at the Supreme Court. There are many cases under review with important decisions to make. Critical issues in our democracy, all heard and decided with one justice down. One justice down initially through natural circumstances. One justice down moving forward because of your refusal to act with fairness and responsibility. One justice down because of politics. One justice down hampering the Supreme Court, but more importantly, our democracy. Senator Grasley, the judicial nomination process is not about you. It is not about politics. It is not about the leadership in one party, and it is not about who sits in the seat of the presidency. The judicial nomination process and ultimately a functioning judiciary is about the people and our democracy. Senator Grasley, Iowans expect you to do the right thing and hold timely and fair hearings for any nominee made by the President. Do the right thing. Make us proud, Senator Grasley. Hold the hearings. Thank you. Your constituent, Connie Ryan.
Okay, let's have another round of applause for all of our speakers. Thank you, Connie and Keenan and Sue, and thank you again, everyone, for being here today. I know it's been said before, but it's important to remember that our senator, who can seem so distant off in D.C., he works for us. He works for all of us here and all of his constituents. So when he fails to do his job, it's up to all of us, his employers, to hold him accountable. So that's why we are here today, and that's what we have been doing. That's why we're here today, and that's what we are going to do moving forward. So if you haven't yet, raise your hand or shout out if you've signed in today. Okay. If you haven't, we really need you to sign up because these next few weeks are going to be critically important. We know that President Obama is going to make a nomination at some point in the near future. We don't know when, but we know it's going to happen. And at that time, there'll be a renewed opportunity to put pressure on Senator Grasley to hold a hearing for that nominee and hold a vote in his committee for that nominee before it moves on to the full Senate. So we really need a lot we need Iowans speaking out. One quick example of how this can work. After that initial statement that I mentioned earlier, within 24 hours, Senator Grasley said, "No way, no how" on a hearing. Then that week, he was back in Iowa, holding town halls, and we went to several of them, asking him questions. Why won't you hold a hearing? Why are you obstructing the process? And he immediately switched. And instead of saying no way, no how, he said we'd take it a step at a time. So when he was face to face with his constituents, he wavered a little bit. Then he went back to Washington, D.C., met with his fellow colleagues in the Senate, and again threatened obstruction. So we know that the president's going to make his nomination soon. We also know that at the end of this week, there's a recess in the Senate, which means Senator Grasley will very likely be back in the state holding more of those meetings. So we need all of you to sign up today so that we can contact you as soon as we know his event schedule and let you know where he's going, when he's going to be there, so that you all can show up and ask him these same questions, so that hopefully we can get him to move a little bit again and hold a hearing on the president's nominee. Who would be willing to go and ask Senator Grasley a question? Let me hear it. Let me see hands or cheers. Excellent. Thank you very much. So please do not leave today without signing up on one of these clipboards. We'll have them, we'll be going throughout the crowd with them. So before we leave, I want to make sure we let Senator Grasley hear directly from us. So remember our cheers from earlier. When I say Senator Grasley, you say, "Do your job!" Senator Grasley, do your job! Senator Grasley, do your job! Senator Grasley, do your job!
Senator Grasley!
Do your job! Woo! Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much for being here.
The Des Moines ones, I would be able to hit on.
What?
If he does a town hall in Des Moines.
Holds them in like small towns. So.
Yeah, that's a problem because DART won't take me there.
Oh, good. But we just want to make sure we know exactly what we're going to do. I appreciate that.
Yeah, be careful of that mic cord down there, kids. Yep.
I go back.
Good job, kids. You're too cute. Yep, one day those kids may have to be in a court setting in one way or another, whether as a litigant, a witness, a juror or a defendant or a plaintiff or a court employee or something like that. And if these court vacancies are not filled, then that is an obstruction of justice. That violates the people's rights to due process. And that is why people are making some noise. I got it.
Good. All right, take care.
Hey, even dogs got to protest.
Why not?
Well, hello, cutie. Hello, cutie. Yes, you smell cat. I'm owned by cat.
Maybe she does, yeah.
Yep. You're a cutie, yes you are. Anyone ever tell you that? What kind is she?
She's a mix from a shelter, actually,
Oh.
so I don't know exactly.
Yeah, I'm owned by a tuxedo cat. Well, thanks for coming out, little cutie face. Yep, even dogs may have to have their day in court. I had to go up and shoot a picture of that little cutie. Well, people are still hanging out here, doing small group pictures, talking to other people, networking. Some came from the suburbs. Most are
Where are you guys back? John was done here. So they out there just like us, they got in the crowd.
I can't like do anything, you know.
Oh, I know. Quickly and easily.
And that's one thing we haven't quite covered. You would think Democrats know how to count after all this time, but can't seem to quite get it right.
I'm a social worker by trade, and oh, are you gonna go? I don't count real well, and that's why I went into social work.
well, justice is important for those who are clients of social workers, because sometimes your clients may have to deal with the court system in one way or another, you know, regardless of whether a defendant or a plaintiff or a litigant or a court employee or a witness or what, you know.
Or just someone who wants a system that provides them.
Yeah, or they know, or they know someone who may need to deal with the court in one way or another. I've dealt with this courthouse 7 times for my protest arrests. And if I have to do it again, I'll do it again, you know. But, you know, if I have to jack it up to the next level, I want to be able to have a judge there to hear the case.
Yeah, we do. Well, after April 1st, when the Medicaid thing happens, I think there will be some business for the court.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, there will definitely, because there's already shenanigans going on, and it's not even April 1st yet.
Yep.
I mean, there's a Iowa Facebook group called MCO Watchdog.
Okay.
And that is gaining in popularity, and the bigger it gets, the more people get involved, then that can be, you know, that can be tied into this, because if something here has to get jacked up a level or 3 all the way to the Supreme Court regarding this privatization mess, you know, there has to be sufficient number of judges to be available to hear the case.
We are quarreling over you people.
So you heard.
Would you like me to take your sign?
Take it home.
Yeah, I just wanted you guys to make two straight. To say what you have to say. And I
Huh? You can always make your own for the next one.
Yeah.
Maybe I might do one in Spanish next time. Well, the rain held off.
We don't. Yeah.
So one local TV station just showed up for a little bit. I think there's one other reporter here, but not. I don't know how much they'll show of it, if any.
Sam's great.
So again, the shirts that some of them are wearing.
Oh, Marty's awesome. I know. Well, there's like 2 other
That
events.
someone had made.
I'm really thrilled that this one came out.
There were NTT that was going on.
I think it'd be funny if someone sent Grasley one of these shirts. That would be killer.
That would be good. Maybe we'll do that.
Yeah, get another one made. Where'd you have those shirts made anyway?
Sue had them made. It was a
Raygun?
local. No,
Not Raygun?
Because it's a union shop, and Raygun's all made in America, but they're not union.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's called I Work and Play. It's in West Des Moines.
Oh,
but
cool.
I think that's right, but Sue got them done. So.
Oh, cool. They're nice.
They look great.
Yeah. And the shirt says "Make us proud,"
Waveland Golf Course.
hold a hearing, and then hashtag Do Your Job.
I was the precinct captain.
Oh, really?
But on my video title, I did the hashtag SCOTUS which is an abbreviation for Supreme Court of the United States. I couldn't do hashtag Do Your Job because it would have taken up too much space.
Sometimes that comes off the rails.
But a couple of people had a little mini American flags.
Fired up.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. We need those guys.
Yeah, people are still hanging around here, just chatting, networking with others. And this is the Polk County Courthouse, where local cases start, and they can go up to the state level, and then federal courthouse is on the east side of the river. I have been by it. I haven't been inside it, but I've been in on a couple of protests there. But as far as I know, the federal courthouse here has a full bench, but I'm not sure of that. But they said over 80 judgeships are vacant. The seats are vacant in those courts at the federal level, and they need to be filled. Some have been empty for a long time because presidents have not taken any action to nominate, or the Senate has not moved on those nominations that the presidents have made. And Obama has tried, but he can put up the nominations. He can pick who he wants to be on the bench. But if the Senate either refuses to hold a hearing like Grasley is doing, he is not doing what the head of the Judiciary Committee is supposed to do, or the committee votes that nominee down, or the whole Senate votes that nominee down. Then that seat remains vacant until another name is put up, and the whole process starts all over again. So that is an issue here, and I heard someone say there are actions in a couple of other places here in the state, and because members of the Judiciary Committee come from several states, I'm sure there are actions in those states as well, calling on Grasley and the committee to do what the Constitution requires them to do. Now, Obama can do his part. He can put up the nominations, but it's up to the Senate to do their job and to either approve them or vote them down, and then he starts off again. Oh, when I go home, I'm going to put my video up on YouTube.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
The whole thing. Did you get the speakers?
Yeah. I was here before they started, so I got the whole thing on my stream.
Oh my gosh, good luck, man.
So someone just arrived late, and I told her that I would be putting the video up on the YouTube channel. So when I get home, that's what I will do.
Well, let's see the King's website. And only allows me to get through based on the
I just felt a sprinkle on my head.
Did we bother you ready for a ballot signature with Mike Schurzan? We're just basically looking to get him on the
If there's
ballot.
some really ugly chicken scratch on there towards the top, it's probably mine.
You got her? Okay. We should have put like an X on everybody that we got.
Yeah, we should do. As we come on.
Right.
Yeah, mine's a really ugly signature.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all we need is a signature.
You bother these folks in? They're what? Oh, gotcha. Okay. I'll sign. Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah. I chicken scratch on someone else's, but you know, if there's any Des Moines events, I definitely want to know so I can stream them.
Yeah, this will definitely, putting yourself on this list will update you on any events that we have going on in Des Moines or otherwise.
Yeah, I have issues with going outside of the metro area because DART won't take me out of there.
Right, yeah.
I can't go to Grimes. I can't go to Winterset. I can't
I'd say
go.
probably most of our activities and events are based in Des Moines, so.
But in his home area would be awesome to do some events, you know, in Grasley's home area.
Yeah, pretty much we normally do things where Grasley has an office.
Yeah,
so
and here his office is in the federal building. I've been up there I've been up there a few times.
Did you say you wanted to sign this?
No, I chicken scratch on someone else's.
Okay. Are you sure? Was it a White Courts Matter one or was it
both?
Both. Okay. Cool.
But it's the chicken scratch. But his office is in the federal building.
Right.
So, you know, I've been up there a few times.
Yep.
I've been up to
I think
Arkansas.
with us once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And you know, Harkin's old office was up there.
Yep. I'm going to see if anybody else needs to sign this. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. So when I go home, I'm going to put my video up on YouTube. I've got some pictures. I'm going to put those up on Facebook.
Yeah, that would be great.
And
A little bit goes a long way. A little bit goes a long way.
Yep.
I haven't signed yet.
Have you not signed in, Carl? Yeah. Let's make sure we. There you go.
That was when we go in and they kept
So there were a handful of those. So all that.
So I think that will do it for me.
Why do we have to do and I'm going to and to be honest, if it was 800, probably more than 500, you know, there would have been enough that it wouldn't have been as much.
See you, Frank. Thank you.
And next time there's one of these things going on, I might have a sign in Spanish. I didn't do it because, you know, I didn't want to get wet. Well, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to head on over there to the DART bus station and wait for a bus to go home. So before I do close out, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank any channels that may have restreamed my feed today, whether it be Global Occupy News Network or Activist World News Now or any of the other ones that do it. Shout out to them. They do good stuff. Do follow them. And if you're watching me directly on my Ustream channel, please look below the video view window and see the place where I put my donation URLs. I haven't pitched them in quite a while, and I should be doing that more often. So I do not get paid by any organization, public, private, or otherwise. I don't have any corporate backers, and I don't want them. I only accept backing of my viewers.
Platform we get, or we literally would.
And so do check them out. GoFundMe.com/OccupierKaylin. That's KAYLYNN. And if you do not have access to GoFundMe, you can go through PayPal at PayPal.com, and in the send money to line, enter the email address strainsop@AOL.com. That will help me cover the cost of my live streaming and broadcasting, so I can continue to bring you these events live and uncut or unedited. Sometimes they're cut by signal losses, or have to change the battery, change devices. But other than that, I don't make any other changes. So do check them out. If you can donate a little to me, I certainly appreciate it. Otherwise, please pass my links around. And so again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the streams.